Hi, I'm Andrea, founder of Sleep Story Therapy. In today's episode of Sleepwise, we have a hot topic. What happens when the stress hormone keeps you awake at night? We've all heard of cortisol, and it has quickly become a word we use in our everyday language associated with stress and our sometimes fast-paced, hectic lives. This makes many people think that cortisol is bad, but this is not entirely true. Firstly, let's understand what incredible benefits we get by having this hormone in our body. 1. Cortisol helps regulate our metabolism. This means it controls how our body uses carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, providing energy and maintaining blood sugar levels. 2. Cortisol supports our immune system, reducing inflammation. 3. Cortisol helps maintain blood pressure by influencing the salts and fluids in the body. 4. Cortisol can enhance short-term memory and certain cognitive function. 5. When dealing with stressful or even dangerous situations in life, like a fire, an accident, an attack, cortisol helps us to increase alertness and energy by responding appropriately and taking action, fight or flight. Lastly, we get to the relevant part for us and how this hormone produced by the adrenal glands links with our sleep. So, sixth benefit is cortisol helps us with the circadian rhythm, promoting wakefulness during the day and rest at night. What does this mean exactly? It means that cortisol levels are highest shortly after waking up in the morning. This helps us increase alertness and energy, preparing our body to start the day. As the day progresses, cortisol levels gradually decline, reaching their lowest point in the evening and early night. This decline helps the body wind down and prepare for restful sleep. So what's the problem then? The problem comes up when cortisol levels remain elevated due to continuous stress, and they can disrupt sleep patterns. Elevated cortisol at night can make it more difficult to fall asleep, can lead to frequent awakenings during the night, and reduced overall sleep quality. Moreover, when cortisol is elevated too frequently and over long periods of time, it can cause a number of health problems like chronic illnesses, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, weight gain, fatigue, foggy brain, and difficulty with memory and focus, increased inflammation and vulnerability to illness, digestion problems, mood disorders, and finally, sleep problems. One last thing that you should know is that the relationship between cortisol and sleep is bidirectional. Poor sleep itself can also increase cortisol levels, creating a cycle that perpetuates both stress and sleep disturbances. Now that you know the theory behind cortisol, let's talk about some practical strategies to improve these hormones levels naturally, reduce stress, and have a good night's sleep. Any type of mindfulness practices and relaxation techniques, such as meditation, conscious breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, yoga, spending time in nature, prioritizing self-care, setting healthy boundaries and saying no to non-essentials, hobbies, journaling, connecting with loved ones, and so on. All this can help reduce stress and lower cortisol levels, thus promoting better sleep. Just have the courage and curiosity to try new practices and choose those ones that resonate with you and feel good for you. Regular physical exercise is important too, especially dynamic aerobic activities, which can help lower cortisol levels and improve sleep quality. However, remember to avoid intense exercise close to bedtime. Reducing stimulants like caffeine and sugar intake, particularly in the late afternoon and evening, can prevent spikes in cortisol and let us have that sense of calm before sleep. Let's not forget that an overall balanced diet supports adrenal health and helps regulate cortisol levels. Consider also going to bed and waking up at the same time each day. A consistent sleep schedule helps regulate cortisol production. Create for yourself a relaxing bedtime routine with calming activities such as reading, taking a warm bath, or listening to soothing music. This will help lower cortisol and prepare your mind and body for sleep. In conclusion, it all depends on you, on how you are able to manage any kind of tension or stressful situation in your life by staying aware and having good habits that support your body to maintain balanced cortisol levels. And the result will be restful and restorative sleep. Now that you have the knowledge about all this, what's most important is to put things into practice and start changing your thoughts, your habits, and routines. For this particular reason, I have a free gift for you to get started on your journey of creating better sleep. The download link is in the YouTube video's description or at the top banner of my website. What's your story with stress and sleep? I would love to know. Please leave a comment if this resonates with you and share it with someone who also wants great sleep. Thank you for listening. Until next time.